Peace, y'all. Um, I'm over here looking at my something's in the microwave. So happy holidays to those who are celebrating. Let me see if it's ooh. You know how you do like the little steams in the microwave to clean them out? That's what I did. I know my light's gonna go off. I know it's not gonna give me that much time. So I wanted to share. Basically, I was listening to video that I did, and it basically brought me to a thought process that I had um, just about this time of the year, and like why it's so vital. Being um, energetically sensitive to those who don't know like what it means to be empathic or to have gifts or who don't understand what I'm talking about, to be sensitive to spaces, energy, to people, places. The light went off. Um, hmm, I don't know why I got a message from that. The light going off. Believing that things have taken a final curtain, final bow, and they really haven't. What happens when the light goes off? The idea of losing your spark and thinking that you won't be able to gain it back. Um, I've been in the existence and the experience of other people and how they're processing. And I think that that's the dopest part about being able to be a medium and a channel, a space in between that helps bridge the gap of the physical and the non-physical. And one lady she put it so amazing. She was being facetious when she said it, but it had a lot of give to it, and it's a space where we could sit in it. She basically said, how could you feel uncomfortable, or how is it demonic spirit that I speak to spirit? So much information is coming in, my energy is so high. How is it demonic that I speak to spirit but you speak to Jesus? And she was real smart. Like she said, at least I know who I'm talking to. That's the only difference between and some people. It applies. It applies really, 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 really heavy. But I wanted to share this. When you're dealing with, um, I I believe the proper term, and this is a term that I keep on using because it's the one that comes to my mind, is like seasonal depression and what the holidays mean for you due to the absence of, connections of loved ones, people who've transitioned, and what that means for me as a medium and how I'm in that space while I said existing and experiencing in other people's experience. So, what does that mean? A lot of the times, y'all, if spirit is aware of you being able to connect and you knowing how to like read the energy, if they know that you can hear them, you'll receive a lot of messages out in public. And if you're open to it, you'll share those messages. If it's in alignment with you, it's something that you desire, if you feel called to. And that's something that happens often with me. It's not on purpose. It'll be conversations I randomly, you know, bump into that aren't so random, that are specific, that happen, you know, all the time. They are energetically, for some reason, those things that I end up doing based off of like how I started my day, so I'll hear some of the message before I even get out the shower, coming into connection with the people who I end up connecting with. And this happens for a lot of us, who are out here actually walking in our gift. The most amazing part that I find extremely unique is before I've arrived into anyone's vortex, there's this layer of realization of have been. There's I believe that there have been people who's been trying to connect with me. I believe that there's been energy around me. I've had these experiences and no confirmation. A lot of the times, y'all, a lot of us people who are out here on their spiritual journey, people are out here who are speaking about, these subjects. We're doing it in the spaces of affirming and confirming what is already going on. It's not necessarily about us and our gift. It really has nothing to do with us at all. It's what's in us, that we're given access and privy to. And our honor towards that is what allows us and allow us the space to hold space. Our desire to be open to that allows us and allow us the ability to hold space, right? And I wanted to share this because a lot of the times your curiosity is 90% of, your first step, the idea, the thought processes. And if you don't shut that down, you have the opportunities, like I said, to expire in exploration. Like, I'm going to constantly exist in the transitional stages of exploring whatever it is. And that's just, the Sagittarius energy in me. As far as like, I'm a moon, Sagittarius moon, okay? It's a big deal because I have a stellium there and it's a lot of energy, okay? Especially the house that it's in and all of that good jazz. So it's like, for me, the journey and the travel of it all, the wisdom, the gaining, the information of it all, it means so much. I feel so much into this space that I'm so intrigued to be at the rate to basically give, you know, truth. You don't have to be afraid of feeling alone at this time of the year if you have went through a process and there is an absence there. If you feel that there's a desired presence that you wish to be able to perceive and you seek and you miss how things may have previously been and you believe them to no longer be anymore due to the fact that things have transpired in your life. Y'all, grief shows up for us in so many different formats. When I really, really allow myself to get down to the nitty gritty, this was in 2022. And I started to research grief and what it meant to me because of what I was processing on my own personal journey. Um, I was so shocked of how it could easily be something as simple as driving on the expressway and encountering somebody. You could be grieved. You could have grief from that, or it's so many things that we don't know carry the weight and the energy of grief. And we as a people, we hold in these spaces and something one that's actually supposed to enlighten us and enliven us and lift us up to be able to be positioned at a different rate within ourselves, within our blood. But it is a blood game. And if you recognize that you have a parent, a relative who's transitioned, child, a family, whatever, you have someone who has basically transpired and you can't physically speak to them. And it's something that you are really, really having a hard time working through. And it's just holidays aren't the same for you. Be open to the space where you could allow yourself to have that gentle presence. Be open to this space. What do I mean? Allow yourself to be at a rate to where you don't have to fear what you already know to be true innately within you. You've had these experiences. You have these certain beliefs. You believe Paw Paw showed up and you seen this dove and you seen this bird. Each time you see, a caterpillar, each time you see, the rainbow, you have this thought of Meemaw. Each time you hear this song, I've been having like the crazy experience. My clairgustance has been like up through the roof. Each time I have this smell, and I know that it makes me think of how, he smelled, how she smelled. I allow myself to be at the rate where I now affirm with myself, this is my team. I love you, I acknowledge you, and I thank you for being here with me. And you allow yourself to release the burden of having these desires to be in a space of acknowledging.